What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. I welcome you all back to my channel. To all my subscribers, viewers, and channel members, I appreciate you. Thank you all for watching. And don't forget to watch all the ads that are placed on my videos. Well, in this video, my friends, we have President Macron of France saying that Africa, in particular the nations which they have occupied, is ungrateful, and if it wasn't for France, these nations would not have been a sovereign nations that they are today. Are they really sovereign nations? Well, guys, we're going to take a listen to what Macron said, and then we will come back and talk all about it.
We had a secure relationship. In truth, it was in two parts. One part was our commitment to fighting terrorism since 2013. We were right. I think some have forgotten to say thank you, but that's okay, it'll come in time. I'm in a good position to know that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be transmitted to humans. But I say this for all the African governments who've not had the courage in the face of public opinion to bear it, that none of them would be in a sovereign country today if the French army had not been deployed in this region.
So yes, guys, you have heard it. President Macron is calling Africa ungrateful. President Macron seems as though he's upset and he cannot get over the fact that they have lost control of the Sahel region, in particular Mali, Niger, and Senegal, Chad. A lot of those nations which they have illegally colonized, illegally occupied for years, they no longer have such control, and he's upset. He's calling these leaders of these nations that have kicked him out ungrateful. And if it wasn't for France, if it wasn't for the troops, if it wasn't for Paris, these nations would not have been sovereign today. But the question is, have France's presence, since they have been occupying these nations for all these years, generations after generation, have they made these nations sovereign? No. And the answer to that is no. It's a resounding no. A matter of fact, France have driven these nations into more poverty, into more, bondage, into more vulnerability, where these nations had to depend upon them. Even if these nations were rich in mineral, they were plagued by unemployment, by poverty, and only a 1% of people, which are the politicians who were the puppets, that were benefiting. Only the 1% of the elites which were in Paris that were the ones benefiting. But now we have seen that some of this nation has driven out some of these puppet leaders that were working for France, like the juntas, and also, for example, in what went on in Burkina Faso, and they have taken over back control of the country and resources and minerals from exploitation. We have seen Chad and Senegal. These leaders have woken up from their sleep and have recognized, look, your presence is not benefiting us any longer, and they have kicked them out. Now Macron is saying that if it wasn't for France, these nations would not have been sovereign. But it is the other way around. If it wasn't for Africa, France would not have been a sovereign nation that it is today, because it is at the expense of Africa and Africans and its resources. France is the country that they are today. But you know what? I have said before, sometime, I guess 2 weeks back, on this same channel, is that France is upset. Macron is upset, guys. Don't be mistaken. Macron is upset, and he is, he wants revenge. He wants revenge, and he's plotting against these leaders that have kicked him out. So that is why we have to be on our guard. We have to be vigilant. We have to be in unity. And we have to rally around Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the juntas in Niger and Mali. And we have to come together as an African nation, as a black diaspora, as one people. Because France wants revenge. And Macron is not taking his defeat lightly. He's not taking, if it wasn't for Africa, France would not have been called the city of lights. Paris would not have been called the city of lights, because it is the uranium that France was exploiting from Niger, Mali, and other African nations which they have occupied for years and generations. If it wasn't for their minerals, their city called Paris would not have been boasting about the city of light. But now the lights are getting dim because they no longer have access to the minerals, the wealth of the land of Africa. The economy, Paris economy is in trouble. France at large, economy is in trouble. Their status on the world stage as being one of the developed nations is at stake, and they want back control. Macron, I told you guys that Macron will not stand aside and take his defeat lightly. He will not just walk away and behave as though, you know, everything is okay and nothing has happened. Macron will not just pack up his things and leave. He is plotting. Paris is plotting. These people believe in colonization. Everything that they are enjoying is because of colonization. And even though they come on the world stage and say, oh, we're sorry, oh, you know, it is not us, but our ancestors is to be held responsible. We love Africa and we want to see good for Africa. It is not true. Deep down inside, they still hold on to the colonial ways. Deep down inside, they still believe that colonization is the way to go in order to continue exploiting and being controlled and reaping, harvesting the wealth of Africa and Africans. So that is why, guys, things are not going well for him. And we have to, it is important, we have to ensure that it remains like this. We have to ensure that we stay vigilant and stay united and work for Africa. Protect Mama Africa, because these developed nations will not take such defeat lightly. They believe Africa is their own. France and UK and America and all these places, they believe they own Africa. And Africa have to stay conquered and divided. And whenever we talk about unity and we advocate for no borders, one government, one passport, one president, they always find ways to sabotage that. But now, guys, we have to rise up. We have to rise up and ensure that the mission that Sankara, the mission that Nelson Mandela, the mission that Marcus Garvey, the mission that Maurice Bishop, the mission that, Winnie Mandela, the mission that this one in Ghana, I can't remember his name. Nkrumah, I think Nkrumah, something like that. The mission that all of these men No, Ghanaians, forgive me for but you can correct me in the comment section, okay? Forgive me. But his name, I believe his name is Kruma. Something Kruma. The mission that all these people have started. And now we have Ibrahim, who is making a difference. We have the juntas who are making a difference. We have to ensure that we rally around them and give them the support. Because these, you see what's going on? You see what I have told you? Guys, same thing I have told you this. I have told you this, that Macron is upset and he is plotting for revenge. He's plotting for revenge. And who he's plotting with? I leave you to judge. God bless you guys. Thank you for listening. Take care. Until next time in the upcoming videos.